Hello everyone, so in today's video I'm gonna give you tips to get better with Dracula. In case you don't know me, hi, I'm a V100 Dracula main who streams every day on Twitch. So if after this video you wanna see all these tips in action, you have questions, or you maybe want a match review, I would recommend you to go follow me there. First tip, this is a mistake I see a lot of people doing when they start playing Dracula, and it's staying in the vampire form the entire match, or most of it. Vampire form, sadly, is his worst form. So the correct way to use vampire form is use Hellfire and switch forms right away, most of the time to the wolf form. Tip 2. Since we were talking about Hellfire in the first tip, I wanna give you a tip for it. The easiest way to learn if Hellfire works in a loop or not is by paying attention to how tall the objects around you are. If they're taller than Dracula, Hellfire is not gonna go through. If they're smaller than Dracula, you're gonna be able to hit the survivors. Now I'm editing the video, I realized I forgot to talk about the strongest thing of Hellfire. So since I was talking about Hellfire in this tip, let's take a pause and do it now. The one strength Hellfire has is being a projectile who can hit multiple survivors at the same time, meaning that it can't be body blocked. So it's really good to punish survivors that go for trades in your face, or when you have to camp a hook in the endgame. Okay, let's continue the video. Tip number 3. Use the platform in chases. Yes, platform is an incredible tool to defend your gens, move through the map, find the hatch fast, and also patrol the gates. But it's also an incredible tool in chase. In cases where the survivor is too far away, because for example they use life or something that gives them extra movement speed while getting chased, switching to platform is incredibly good to lose distance and get the survivor again. And the more time you spend playing with Dracula, you're gonna realize you can even use the TPs of the platform to surprise them and get them while you're chasing them. And for the last tip, we're gonna talk about Dracula's strongest form, the wolf form. The most efficient way to play Dracula is by being in wolf form most of the time, and then switch to the other forms when you think it's necessary. Since this is super important to play him, I'm gonna give like extra tips that are just like related to the wolf form. The first advice that I'm gonna give you, mind game survivors by canceling the pounce attack. This is one of the most important things to learn about the wolf form. Once the survivor's here, you're gonna use your pounce attack. They're gonna try to dodge the hit by moving weird, resulting in them losing the distance they gain in chase. Kinda like when you zone someone out with Slinger, kinda. You can take advantage of that by holding pounce attack and then cancel it and press M1. This is very important to get hits, so make sure you implement this in your gameplay. You can also use this technique of canceling the pounce attack to make the survivors drop pallets, thinking that they're gonna get hit, so they wanna defend themselves by dropping the pallet, but then you cancel it and then they drop the pallet for nothing. So also really good. Second advice for the wolf form is to use it to find survivors. If you played a couple of matches with Dracula, you probably noticed how when there's a survivor around and you're in the wolf form, you can see little balls and you can pick them to get extra movement speed and also to charge your pounce attack. Well, besides all of that, it tells you if the survivors are around you. So always pay attention around you, and if you see one of them, it means that there's a survivor close to you. This by default is really good for your tracking and to be able to find survivors in an easier way. And the third advice that I will give you related to the wolf form is use the size of the wolf form and his third person vision at your advantage. Think of it like you're playing Chucky. He's not as small as Chucky, by the way, but you can still mind game survivors a lot because of his reduced size and make them panic, resulting in them making more mistakes and as a result getting it down pretty fast. When it comes to the third person, it gives you way more information, so it's very useful too. And the last tip related to the wolf form will be use your pounce attack in loops. This is more of an advanced tip, I will say. There are loops that you're allowed to deny with the pounce attack of the wolf form, but this is not something you can do in all the loops. So you need to give it a try and find which loops allow you to use it to get to survivors. Here's an example. And yeah, that will be everything for today's video. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to see all these tips in action or you have some questions, of course you can go and ask me on Twitch. I stream DVD every day. But yeah, that will be everything and I will see you guys in next time. Bye bye.